Don't look back, we're here to stay. A life we knew would come one day. And this is it, the borderline to where the future leaves us behind. The fire will burn and never die, looking through the eyes of a brand new life. And so just find me, just find me. Sparks will fly if we scream no. This is not how we're gonna go. We are the ones who will never let go. Just watch us run to where no one knows. We'll never grow. We'll never grow. We'll never grow.
What is up, YouTube? And welcome back to episode 39. We're 39, right? Look at me, I can't even count. Like, it's just the next day. And it was 38 yesterday, it's 39 today. It is 39, right? I'm so paranoid about getting this wrong. Anyway, yeah, okay, it's 39. Cool. So, as you saw there, we started with the time lapse. That stuff in the back... How do I point? Like this. Yeah, this stuff. Yeah, this stuff here. Yeah, that is for a neat little project. So, because I've mentioned before, I will be looking into the material properties of resin comprehensively. Now, there are other great channels out there, like Stefan from CNC Kitchen, that have done a lot of material testing on a lot of different plastics and resins. And that's great, right? It's a really good start. But I feel like he's barely scratched the surface when it comes to resin. Because you see, Siraya Tech have this range of different resins, and other resins do as well. They have resins with different material properties. They bend, or they're really stiff and strong, or some of them are even ceramic resins that you bake out the resin component and it leaves a ceramic part that can withstand very high temperatures. So I feel like the whole subject of resin printing material properties has been woefully understated, and that's what I want to explore. So in order to do that, I need a test rig. I need a tensile testing machine. Now, thankfully, Stefan from CNC Kitchen has open sourced his build, and it's a from what I've researched, there are a number of different variations of home-built tensile testing machines out there. Stefan's is probably the most comprehensive build guide that I've come across. There are a few on Instructables that are also really good. But I'll be mostly following Stefan's system because A, I'm not the best at coding, and B, he's got all the electronics listed out, wiring diagrams and everything, and it seems like a really good, useful build. The only difference is I have a whole load of aluminum extrusion and stuff from a 3D printer I tried to build many years ago. Now, that is really solid C-channel aluminum extrusion with internal runners and ball lead screws. I'll be using 2 sets of those, as you saw in the time-lapse that I've been setting up. to be my gantries. And then there'll be the lift section with the load cell attached to the base, I think. I'll put the load cell in the base so that it's a fixed thing, it's not moving with it. Because then you've got moving wires and stuff, it doesn't make any sense. So having the load cell and sensory equipment in the base that's fixed, and then you've just got a clamp attachment in the lift gantry that will do the tensile testing. So I need to have this set up so that I can do some very extensive material properties testing on resin printing. So like I said, if I wanted to mix 90% of one resin, 5% of another, and 5% of another, like what material properties do I get out of that? And it'll be a long-going project of mine to get a good table of the different properties you can get from mixing Siraya Tech Fast, Blue, and Tenacious. If you want it to be bendy, if you want it to be solid, and if you want it to be cheap. Those are the three components that those three resins offer, and having a good comprehensive chart to go by for that for everyone, I feel would be very useful. So that pretty much covers it. Really short episode again today. I'm gearing up for stuff to start happening now, so I think the dailies are going to start getting just shorter. So I'm going to be focusing my attention on working on stuff during the day, so the dailies will just get to be shorter. Might be a bit of a time lapse like you saw here where I was just preparing something, and maybe some CAD work every so often. But mostly it'll just be me jumping on in front of the camera going, hey, this is what I did today, this is what I got planned today. So I'll be working on the rest of this design in CAD, getting all the resin printed parts. So the parts that go between the two C-channel frames will be all resin printed, and I'll be using those Kevlar carbon fiber rods. They're incredibly strong as reinforcing members inside of the resin printed parts. So it's going to be way overbuilt. I'm putting a 500 kilogram S-type load sensor in it, AliExpress. I'll put links in the description. I'll do a build series on this as I go through it. That'll cover it. So make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you're subscribed. If you're not, please check out my other videos. There's plenty of awesome stuff and content that I am working on. I upload videos every day. Go to my Patreon if you can. That'd be super helpful. These projects aren't cheap. Luckily, I was able to just recently sell an old sound system of mine, and that's what's funding this project, is sound system money. So thank you for the guy that bought that off there. That's been on Facebook trying to sell that for months now. But yeah, that pretty much covers it. I'm in chaos, and as always, expect the unexpected, and I will see you guys next time.
And a special thank you to all my patrons that help support the channel. If you would also like to support the channel, there's a link in the description.